To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Ay, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, make us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with the bare bodkin? And who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all, and the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with a pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment in this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
The raven himself is hoarse. The croaks, the fatal entrance of Duncan into my battlements. Come, you spirits that lent on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to toe full of direst greed. Make thick my blood, and stop up the passage and access of remorse and the compunctious visitings of nature, nor peace between the effect and it. Come to my women's breast, and take my milk for gall, you murderous ministers. Wherever your sightless substance, you wait on nature's mischief.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is off in there with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men? Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He brought many captives homes to Rome, whose ransoms had filled general coffers to fill. Is this in Caesar seem ambitious? When the poor have cried, Caesar had wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man.
All the world's a stage, and all men and women merely players. They have their exist and their entrance. One man in his time plays many parts. His acts been in 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwilling to school. And then the lover, sighing like the furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrows.
Oh, what a noble mind is here enthroned! The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, high tongued sword, the expectancy and the rose of estate, the glass of fashion and the mold of foam, the observed of all observers, quiet, quiets down, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows. Now see that noble and more solemn reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune, and harsh than unmatched foam and vigor of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, oh, it's me to see that what I see what I see.
Balram Muttanur's script, Jairaj's direction, and extraordinary performances by Suresh Gopi, Manju Warrior, Lal, and the rest of the cast combined together to make Kaliyattam the most widely acclaimed adaptation of Othello. Othello, the Moor of Venice, captures passion, jealousy, and greed in their raw form. Kannan Perumalayans and Thamara's passionate love becomes the scapegoat for Paniyan to manifest his desires to achieve the prestigious Tishamudi role. While there are changes in the settings and minute details, Kaliyatam is one of the most authentic adaptations of Othello.
When this Shakespearean classic is transformed into Kannagi by Jairaj Rajashekharan, we are awed at the creativity that has transcended the setting from the Roman Empire to a village in Kerala where cockfighting is an important aspect. This 2001 movie is a loose adaptation of Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, starring Lal, Siddiq, Nandita Das, Geetu Mohandas, and Manoj K. Jain in the main roles. As the movie is loosely set around the classic, one cannot expect an exact adaptation. However, Sajeev Kilikulam's script has helped in adapting the plot without losing its essence. With its stunning cinematography, making, and direction, it is one of the most innovative adaptations of the classic.
Karma Yogi is a 2012 movie directed by V.K. Prakash and written by Balram Mattannur, starring Indrajit, Nitya Menon, Saiju Kurup, Kani Kusrudi, and Padmini Kolapuri. As the title suggests, it is a story of the destined akin to Hamlet. Rudran Gurukul, played by Indrajit, is out to exact revenge on his uncle, who marries his mother Mankamma after murdering his father. The adaptation resembles the events in Hamlet but in a different context. Indrajit's versatile acting breathes life into Hamlet and his mental conflict to be or not to be.
Rajiv Ravi, when he turned from cinematographer to director, had in his mind Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet for his debut, Unnamed Rasool. Fahad Fasil and Andrea Jeremiah became Rasul and Anna respectively in this disquieting love story set in the backdrop of Kochi. We can trace a lot of silent exchanges amid nostalgic music, forbidden love, escapades, and the inevitable tragedy in the film as it progresses. Though it doesn't end quite the way, it has portrayed a love that can be elevated to the same level as that of Romeo and Juliet.
This multi-starrer, directed by Amal Neerath, is loosely based on King Lear. Set in the mid-20th century Munnar, we are introduced into the life of Eob, a greedy man who acquires wealth through vicious plans after his employer, Mr. Harrison, a British businessman. The relationship between Eob and his three sons Ivan, Dimitri, and Aloshi is similar to Shakespeare's King Lear and his three daughters. Aloshi, played by Fahad Fasil, resembles Cordelia in terms of his honesty, compassion, and justice. As Cordelia refuses to play along with her sisters when asked to express her love for her father, Aloshi stands for what he believes in.
Veeram is another 2016 Indian epic historical drama film written and directed by Jayaraj. It is an adaptation of William Shakespeare's play Macbeth and is the fifth installment in Jayaraj's Navarasa series. The film, which also takes inspiration from the Vadakan Portugal, also called Northern Ballads of North Malabar region in Kerala, tells the story of Chandu Shekhawar, which is played by Kunal Kapoor. Kunal, who got trained in Kalripite for the film, said that it was every actor's wish to play Macbeth.
Georgie 2021. Yet again, Macbeth got adapted, but loosely in that want of filmmaker Pothen's film Georgie. Fahad Fazil plays the title character, sort of tailor-made for him, considering his taste for such non-conforming characters. The Lady Macbeth of the film is played by the talented Unimaya. Certain critics were unhappy with the adaptation, but the film mostly got positive reviews for its making.
Up to some extent, Malayalam movies and the industry have best explored the possibilities of cinematic versions of Shakespearean plays. While the settings and backgrounds differ, the political scenarios and repressive conventions that repeat throughout history provide the scope for such adaptations. Actors and writers of theatre have time and again forayed into the world of cinema, bringing with them the magic of the stage. Mollywood is all set to witness umpteen cinematic adaptations of William Shakespeare in the coming years. So let's hope for such glorious years with a classical tinge ahead.